We are on the air and live. How about that? I was gonna this. I don't know if I'm just out of practice or what. You're over there. Uh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's going to be an interesting show tonight. The thing seems to be delay. I don't know if it's maybe where I had stuff running or whatnot. But evidently we got some stuff on delay. I was going to come on here and just do the whole jazzy thing, right? I want to say welcome and what's behind curtain number one. It's been a couple of weeks, and I want to say thank you all for tuning in, whoever's out here and in the room. Sure enough, I can look at these comments and see we got two Puzzle Lives in the house, Rasta Bears in there, Bolt Gun, Paul Adams in there, Sticks of TNT, Abba's Girl, True Puzzle Live, Dragon's Den Glass, Landon Pets, Paula D, Chaz Dog 35, CW, Riker. Let's see, and I'm running through these real quick. And I'm pushing buttons that probably shouldn't. Go-Kart Bob's in the house. Alone One. TDC Radio. Timothy Stanley. Ray Schellenbarger. Abba's Girl. Tina Gilbert's in the house. V. Mays. And I'm just jumping around, y'all. So if I miss you, don't be mad at me. We'll do a shout-out a little bit later. Dawn Mitchell. And let's see. Let me pick one more. Sparky lady. The Intrepid Explorer is in the house. Guess what? That's who the guest is. So I want to say this to y'all. Thank you for everybody that has put up with the last couple of weeks where I've been away somewhat. I went and had some stuff done to my back and my spine this next month coming up here this January. Toward the end of this one, I'm going to have some stuff done on my neck. So please keep us in your prayers. And hey, I guess I need to find out, do y'all, if you can hear me, that would be an important part. And if we got a thumbs up or something like that. JW's in the house too. Awesome. And Ned Sellers. Somebody give me a thumbs up right there. V Mace is great to see you. Hey, it's good to see y'all. Give me a thumb or a 5x5, something like that, just so I know that you can see in here. And then I'm going to bring my guest on. She's here. She's actually right backstage. And so we're going to get her out here. I just seen somebody go by and their picture looked like somebody I knew. Was it Ned Sellers? Oh, hey, I know who that is. Okay, so yeah, got 5x5s. Good. There we go. So here we go. We're going to bring out this woman right here. This is today. You've changed your name more than Carter's got.
Oh, just once.
I think. Just once?
Just the one time.
It was Sparky OG. Then it was Sparky something. I thought you went Sparky Lady or something.
Oh, like Sparky Bear. No, I went Sparky Bear.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, somebody was trying to steal my name, and I was like, I had to go Bear for a while. I was on Owen Benjamin's, in that crowd for a while, and so I was a Bear and everything. Like,
now I'm getting a little bit of a bleed in and out with you. I don't know if it's the. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you a direct line?
I'm on Wi-Fi.
Okay. So it's sometimes if you move a lot or something when you're on there, or if you get to talking too fast, or if we're both talking at the same time, it might bleed in and out because of Wi-Fi. I'm on direct line, so it makes it easier to stay tuned. But if it starts to robot on us, we'll have you refresh or something like that. But I want to get into some stuff. I put in the chat section that you were an ex-Satanist. So I want to talk about that a little bit because I know that's part of your testimony out here. And I've seen you, and I've got to know you through the chat rooms. I've come over and I've watched a few of your videos, and everywhere I go, you're there. And so I don't know, do you ever sleep?
Yes, I do. And in fact, some of you people are a very bad influence on me. Late at night. People at 9 and gets up at 4. Not lately.
So let me ask you this though, and then I'm going to give you the screen and let you yap for a little bit here. But what is your real name? What do you go by? Something? We just calling you Sparky?
Yeah, I mean, my real people, Phoenix Marsh is my name, but Sparky is what I go by on the computer.
I like Phoenix.
Phoenix,
That's
Mars.
good. That's close to Photohelix. That's Phoenix. Phoenix for short. So how did you come up with Sparky? How did you get that as a nickname?
Oh man, you know what? There's a history there. Like my brother called me Sparky because when I was little and we went camping and whatnot, I was always the first one up in the morning, and I'd light the fire. I would, I'd mess with the coals or whatever I had to do to get a fire going before anybody else would get up. And so, my brother kind of nicknamed me that for a little bit, and then it just kind of, I don't know. I just picked it one day for, I don't know, some weird reason, and it just kind of stuck. And then everybody got to know me by that name, so it was like, oh, okay. And so, yeah, it just became a thing, and it kind of goes with my personality a little bit,
Little Sparky there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna call you Sparky. I like Sparky. I like Phoenix too. That's a pretty interesting name. So that's gonna lead me into this next set here. Okay, so with a name like Phoenix, your mom and dad must have been interesting to come up with that. I want to know a little bit about where you're from. Tell everybody.
Hold on.
Do what?
Hold on just a second. Okay, my real name is Alexis. Okay, everybody calls me Phoenix around here, but my real name is Alexis Marsh. And I hate to say Alexis because everybody's like, oh my God, Alexis is the antithesis to Logos. And I'm over here like, wait a minute.
Does people say, Alexis, turn the TV on, turn the radio, or turn the lights on? No, that's not Alexis, is it? Yeah.
No,
it is, isn't it? And Alexis was the name of the
I don't know anybody.
Okay, so tell me how you got your name, as far as from your mom and dad, and how did that come to be? I mean, were they like, well, with Phoenix, I would think they were sort of free spirited, But Alexis, still, that's a pretty name though. So give us a background, like where you are from, where your parents are from, where you're living, where you're born, that kind of stuff. You don't have to get too technical, personal, but just so people have an idea about your background. And as a child, did you have brothers and sisters? Were you an only child? Were you adopted? All that kind of stuff, just to give us some background about where you are and who you are, as far as your upbringing and childhood. And then we'll go from there into more of a deeper story.
All right, I was in California, but I never actually lived there until recently. And but I was born in Los Angeles. I grew up in like the entire we moved all the time. I had a stepdad. I didn't know my real dad when I was growing up. I had a stepdad, and I don't know exactly why we moved. They were always starting businesses like everywhere. And so I had a stepdad, and we moved constantly. So I grew up in like, Washington, California, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, all the way over to Florida. That's about it. But, so yeah, we moved constantly. I went to a whole bunch of schools. I had a brother. He passed on in a skydiving accident when he was like 20.
Oh,
so
man. He was how old?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
How old did you say he was?
He was only 26 years old. Yeah, and he was my older brother, and I loved him. I mean, he tried to kill me, like the entire time we were growing up. He tried to kill me. But, after a while, like, when he moved out and he got married and then he had children and he found Jesus Christ. Oh, man. And he changed. He told, and, but after that, I went and seen him and everything and moved out there and whatnot. And, he was a totally different person. And yeah, it was amazing, but yeah, he tried to kill me like the entire time we were growing up. So, he was hard.
Now, was that the only one? Was it just your brother, or was it you didn't have no other siblings?
I just had the one brother. I had a step brother, but he didn't really live with us. He was much older than us.
Now
So
you said he was
he
older.
grew up out in
Your your older brother, he's 26 when he
he
passed
was
away.
26.
How old were you at that?
Yes. I would have been 22. He was 4 years
22.
older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, we were
And
the
you and him were
typical.
pretty tight. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, at the end, yeah, for sure, yeah. I worked with him for a while. He helped me get started in doing different things. Like he did a carpet cleaning business, which is actually what I'm starting to get, trying to get started here, you know. But lunch him, and then so yeah, and let's see, he got me started doing like cleaning apartments and whatnot when people move out, which was a pretty good deal, you know. And then yeah, but then I let's see, I moved on to
Now,
different places.
how old are you now? I know you're not supposed to ask a lady how old they are, but how old are you
I
now?
don't care. I don't care. Look, I'm 52 years old.
52. Okay. Okay. So you and I are right here together.
52.
We're real close
I don't
age.
care.
All right. So tell me a little bit about your mom and dad. What kind of household did you come up in? Was you like
Oh
in
man,
one of
I grew up
these
in a museum. I grew up in a
Christian
museum, dude.
homes
Like
or
I
in
grew
a
up in a
what kind?
museum. I grew up in a museum pretty
A
much. Like,
museum?
well, my mom liked antiques. She liked glass. She liked crystal. She was very clean and was very. Mom was a worker. My dad was a hard worker too, and they tried to start quite a few businesses. My dad was a mechanic, so he taught me quite a bit there. And I used to work with them a little bit, and that was fun. But my mom, she did like interior decorating and stuff, so she was out there doing that, and she was good at it too. She was really good at it. Um, and I think I must have picked that up from her because I'm constantly rearranging my house and whatnot. I had a roommate that just moved out a few days ago, so man, I've been really busy around this house.
Now,
Like
what
I
did
just
your
added.
dad do for a living?
He was a mechanic.
Okay.
He was a,
Okay.
he was a mechanic. That was his fallback thing. He would buy cars, he'd fix them up, and then resell them. I would help him. Usually, he would send me to get parts, which was great. So
Now on our show, we
that's kind of
do
what they
this.
did.
We do this back and forth with the banter and the conversation. But Carla pointed out, she says, "You guys must have a delay in the show because we're talking over one another, and the audio is a little sketchy in and out. So it is. We are getting a little bit of in and out with the video. Okay, um,
Okay.
but we have to pause in between it because I'm bad about cutting in because somebody says something I want to know more about it. So I jump in. But yeah, we are. So we have to pause it. It's almost like old fashioned Skype, I guess, with sort of a delay in there, and it's probably just our connection there. Um, but overall, I think we're probably good. Okay, so let's move in a little bit. You went to school there. You said in Florida, right?
I went to a whole bunch of different schools. I mean, I went to, dude, I went to school in 1 year. I went to four schools in four different states. So,
Wow. A little bit of
yeah,
gypsy
that's fun.
blood, I'm thinking.
Not really, not really. Um, I don't know, dude. I don't know what it was. I think they were just like couldn't figure out what they were doing. I really do like, they would start and they started one business. This was a long time ago in the '70s. You know, they started a business like Western wear or whatever, and they would sell Western clothes and boots and hats and the jewelry and all that. and they did that in months. But it was too cold for them there. You know, it started snowing in like September, and I don't think it stopped. We moved in like January. They just couldn't take it anymore. You know, so they're out of there. You know.
So let me. Okay. So when you were in school now, you started early. When you got into your background that I really want to delve into because I want to push forward in some of the questions because I gotta heat the seat up somewhere along the line.
No, I don't want to spend a ton of time.
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
You cut. You're going in and out on the sound,
Okay.
and so I didn't catch your last word there. I didn't hear what you said about.
I said I didn't want to spend a bunch of time on like little kid childhood stuff. I mean,
Right.
I can tell you like basically like my story if you want.
Well,
I mean,
that's sort of where that's sort of where I'm headed.
I can like
Yeah,
right up to in like 5 minutes or whatever.
Okay.
So.
Well, do you want to do that, or do you? Because I was wanting to. I wanted to sort of go into the questions about again what kind of lifestyle was going on in the household. I'm trying to build a base, I guess, for my own understanding about how you got into the stuff you did. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Now let me ask you this.
My stepdad was not nice. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, because we got this delay. It's really killing us here.
I know. You know what? I got
now to do the delay.
Hold on a second, Photo.
No, it's not the head. Hey, sis, it's not the headset. It's not about the sound. It's about there's a delay. So when I stop and then you stop and stuff, and then we'll start back before we get the other out, and your words are cutting in and out a little bit. When you play back, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because you're on Wi-Fi is what it is. Are you close? Are you close to the receiver where you're getting your Wi-Fi, like on your box? Are you using a phone or a computer?
I'm using a laptop, and the router is about 3 feet away.
Okay. You don't have a plug you can plug straight into that router, do you?
I do, but I don't know how to plug it in. Actually, I do.
If you've got a jack look on the side of the computer, and they'll be on the laptop, and there should be a spot there. See, I don't have my laptop out here. If you look on it, there should be a place where it's got like a phone jack, right?
Right.
For plugging the phone in.
Let me get the cord. I got a brand new cord that I got just a few days ago.
Yeah,
and,
if you
but I didn't know how to plug it in, man.
Yeah, if you take the router that you got that's running and run it now you've got to run it from the router. Here's the thing. If it's coming from the wall to the router box and that's the cord you have and that's the only cord, you can't unplug the router.
No, I got a different cord right here, Brent.
Okay. Yeah, the Wi-Fi. Okay, there you go. If you plug that into the back of your Wi-Fi or into your router and then run that to your computer, that will give you, that way you'll go hardline. It'll directly connect you. Once you do that, your audio and video will be smooth and there won't be no jumping.
Hold on a second. I gotta take my glasses off. I can't see for anything right now, so give me 1 second because I can tell
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do real quick. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'll do a shout out real fast while you're plugging it up.
That'll work.
And then we can get into it, and I'll give you the screen because I want people to hear your story because I think it's awesome. Okay, so let me do that real quick. I'm gonna holler at some of the folks that are in the room. And I want to thank everybody for coming out on a Wednesday, or whenever it is that you're here. Actually, some of you will be here on a replay day. Uh, and oh my gosh, y'all, there's so much going on. Everybody's in cohorts or in an uproar over this whole Iran thing. I think that's pretty well blown over for now. I wouldn't be too worried. Not this time. Not this time. Anyway, let's do a real quick shout out while she's getting that hooked up. Abba's girls in the house, along one with a wrench. Carla Redpill, good to see you, sis, with a wrench. Chaz Dog 35 CW. Chris Fitzpatrick. Daniel Kleinard or Clinard? Clinard or Kleinard? That one I'm not sure. But it's Daniel and he's in the house. H-Bug 13. I bet that H stands for humbug. Linda Darnell's in the house. Paul Adams with the wrench. Rain Cry 527. Rasta Bear. Reality Dose. Rocco Donato. Royal Forest. Good to see you, bro. Shell Wise in the house with a wrench. That's my wife. TDC Radio is in the house. Awesome, brother. I need to get you a wrench sometime here. Sure enough. The Truth Puzzle Life with a wrench. Tonette Sis in the house. That's my brother. Man, all y'all, I love you guys. There's so many good, awesome people in here, man. Man, we just need to have a big get together and have a cookout, y'all. That's what we need to do. Trevor thinks Truth Matters. Valiant One. Vicky Fry. West Cleveland Original. And I know I've missed a few because y'all bouncing around, but that's okay. I got you. And it looks like she's about hooked up. So we'll go and jump back over here and see if she's got it together. I do want to say thank y'all for shopping in and or dropping in and tuning in and listening in and all those kinds of things. Are you there, girl? You got it? Talk to me.
Yeah, the green light is on. Green light is on, but you sound kind of
I'm sounding weird now? Okay, since we still have a delay, let's try and experiment. Hey, it's Wednesday, and if people don't want, you can speed up if you don't want to watch this part. We're experimenting. Okay, so here's what we're going to try, okay? Are you with me? So go ahead. Well, click out of the show just for a minute, okay? Because you're going to do a refresh. So when you come back in, you're on the Wi-Fi line. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You there?
Yeah. Do I just close this window?
Yeah, you're just going to exit. You're going to exit out, okay? And then you're going to go right back to the email, come right back in the same way. You with? She did it. She did it. She's gone. She'll be right back. That is Sparky. I used to call her Sparky OG, Sparky Og. Sparky Lady, Intrepid Explorer. What a name. Isn't that awesome? And she's going to be right back in here. And as soon as she gets in, we will get going. So while I'm waiting on her to show up, a bunch of things, man, we could be talking about. Y'all, with this whole stuff with the Iran thing, I know that's got people going crazy a little bit. Australia is on fire. All that's happening. Venezuela, you got two different groups vying for the presidency there. The whole world is in an uproar of one sort or another, it would seem. And through it all, you can still be happy and joyful. If you've got peace of mind and you got the Lord in your heart, it says He would give you joy unspeakable, And sometimes things are rough. Sometimes people are having issues financially. Some people are having issues physically. Some of the biggest issues are the spiritual issues that people are dealing with. I keep looking this way because I'm looking to see when she comes in here, and we'll get her back on. But sure enough, y'all. There is so much that is going on in the world right now. TDC loves my hat. Awesome. Thank you. And it's hard times, man. It's hard times. And so you all know me. I'm always talking about praying one for another and praying for each other. And I've been watching this and listening to some of the garbage that's out there. And it's strange. it's strange to me how the mentality is of the people concerning some of this subject matter. I'll give you an example. This guy, the Soleimani man, I can't remember his name completely. Oh, here she comes. But he got killed over there, the Iranian guy. I'm going to add her to the stream. Say something.
Something.
Wow, say something else.
Okay, something else.
Whoa! That's
we
great.
good?
That's
I
great.
didn't know which one to plug it into, man. Nobody told me anything about this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but now you're smooth. It's not chopping in and out. And I think there's not no delay here.
Cool.
Oh, I said that and you chopped in and out.
Yeah. Oh,
I think it's going to work.
Look, I plugged it into the
WH. There's only one place it'll fit, right?
No, it'll go into the WAN. It goes into LAN1, LAN2, LAN. There's like LAN 5 of them.
Oh, yeah.
There's a WAN, which is a different color. And that's what I plugged it into this time.
Okay, so somebody in the chat room, if you know which one to plug it into, you can do that. Anyway, Sean Ryan says Soleimani's not dead, and that may be true too. But here's the thing that I wanted to point out. Let me just make this, and then we're gonna get right back to you here. This, but I was telling the folks, was talking about one of the things about how people look at things differently through their perspectives, and the thing is this: he died. He was a military man in a foreign land on a military mission. And he was there with other military, and he was killed in a bombing, an air raid type bombing, a drone strike. And the driver was killed, and a few others were killed too, besides him and the other leader guy. So here's the point. They keep talking about it being assassinated. He was assassinated. And they're not saying nothing about the people that died around him. He was killed in the line of duty, like a good soldier would be, if that's the way it goes down. And the interesting thing is the people following his casket, over 36 people have been trampled and killed trying to get close to his casket. And you know what? Their government, as well as any other government, they're not talking about those 36 people. They're not naming them and going all to do. But they made this man out to be something more than human. They put, and he's second in command to the supreme leader. And so the point being to this whole story, while she was getting her lines right, is that people are putting individuals on levels of God status. And humans aren't God. You're not God. I'm not God. I don't think Sparky's a god. Are you a goddess? She might be a goddess of sorts.
No.
Okay,
No.
are we ready?
I'm here.
You know? Okay.
I'll see which one is coming out of them.
She's going to look. I got somebody working on this so we can know which one to do on your board, but we'll talk about that shortly. You've got enough good video and great audio that we're going to get your story. So I want you to go ahead and tell us, like I said, the background. You said your dad was not good. That's where we left off. He was sort of a bad guy. And you can talk about that a little bit, but I want you to take us from there into your childhood to the point of how you entered into the kind of lifestyle you did as you moved on through life, and tell us your life story. Really, pretty much is what we're doing. I want to hear that, but I will interject if I got questions, because I probably will have. But I want to say this too. It's great to have you on here, Sparky. It's been a long time coming to get you on. So I am excited. And, what's the first time you and I've actually got to talk, ain't it?
Yeah, I know. You're not really great. Your email, like I be typing email, like, oh man, because the sun's going down. Anxious. I'm sorry, but okay. So anyway,
I know.
I
was a little bit behind.
Well, I wanted to say that, like, when I was about 11 years old, I got into the Baptist church. And basically, I was dumped off there so that they could go off and do stuff. My parents could go off and do stuff. And I got into like Awanas, and and I was in that for a couple years, and they really liked me a lot. And they wanted to, I don't know, they wanted to like train me for something, and so they brought my parents in and talked to them about it. And it was like, I was young, I was like 12 or something. And but we moved about a month later to another city, and so after a while we moved out to the country, and I mean there was nothing out there. It was just there was nobody. We're way miles from anything, and I used to wander around a lot, and we used to go to town all the time. I would go to this little bookstore, a little corner bookstore, just that little hole in the wall, and I found these books on Enochian magic, and it was invented by John Dee and Edward Kelly. And to be fair to myself, anyway, the language was called like the language of the angels. So I was interested in that. I was like, I was very, very Christian at that time, or so I thought I was. you know, I used to carry my Bible around with me and everything. And yeah, so I got into this Enochian magic, and I was fascinated by it, but it was very, very complicated, you know. And I didn't get into the real complicated stuff. I kind of leveled out at a point. But I was outside on a fence one day. I was like 14 or something, and I was just thinking about something, and it was, and I heard this voice, and it answered whatever question. I don't even know what the question was, but I heard this voice answer. I was like, well, who's this? And it said Lucifer. It literally, that's the word it used, or he used. And I scoffed. I was like, and I got off the fence and went home, went to bed or whatever. And I kind of blew it off. About
no, okay, I gotta ask you. I gotta interrupt. Okay, so when you heard this voice, you say, I mean, this is. Give me a little bit more idea of the environment, exactly where you were, and I mean, was it just like out of the air?
Okay, I was on a fence in the middle of a field, out in some place in the middle of nowhere, and it was in the middle of the night because I used to go outside at nighttime all the time and just hang out. I don't know, just sit around. And I was wondering, I don't even know, I guess out of the air. I guess it was out of the air. It was outside. It was in my head, but it wasn't, me. Like, it's hard to explain.
Right.
Yeah, it was just this voice, and it answered the question. It was in my head or whatever, and I asked it because obviously I knew it wasn't me, and it said Lucifer. And again, I scoffed because I thought I laughed, like I said, I scoffed. Probably shouldn't have done that. I kept playing with the Enochian magic, and I kept, I would go out and draw my little things, and I was painting the things and hanging them on the walls, and I mean, I was doing all this stuff, and nobody ever asked me what I was doing. My parents were there, nobody ever asked me, but I used to get into all these weird books anyway, so they were kind of used to it, but these were probably ones that they should have asked about. But yeah, I would say about a year later, I was burning Bibles. I was doing rituals that I hate that word, literally nuts, but I was out in the woods doing rituals that just came to me. I don't know, what just came to me, and after a while, I found Anton LaVey, and I was always getting into all kinds of magic books and things like that. And yeah, it just, after a while, I was burning Bibles and doing rituals, and man, I was writing about it. I was writing poetry. I was writing all creepy, but it was kind of funny to me. I don't know why, but I used to like to kind of creep people out. It was fun. and I realize now it's like, oh, what are you doing? you know, um, but
How old
yeah,
were you when you first started? You were at what age, and where did you get to when you were really getting deep and hardcore? I mean, how many years did that progress?
um, I was about probably 16 when I really got deep into it, and it lasted with me my whole life. Pretty much really deep into it now I got into kind of a state of mind. I lived with my stepbrother came back, and I ended up living with him for a long time, and he was a bit of a sociopath, and a bit there was a lot of gaslighting there, and there was a lot of mental weird stuff going on. I used to do rituals for I just don't even know what reason. um, but it lasted my whole life up until a certain point. I'd say about a few years ago, I started listening to things like Jordan Peterson, which I know now that Jordan Peterson is like not. He's no, don't go there. Don't But he had this biblical series, the psychological significance of the Bible. Um, so I started listening to that because I was interested in psychology anyway, and man, I mean I plowed through that whole series, and they say that like what do they say? Oh God, I can't remember what the saying is, but that got me interested in just listening to the Bible because before I would have just completely as soon as I would hear any kind of preaching, any kind of Bible verses, man, it's like I would just tune out. And so, but I was always a truther. So I was always into like the chemtrails. And I mean, man, I knew about chemtrails like in 2007 or 8 or whatever. I saw them in the sky. I would watch the stuff fall out of the air. I got my brother out one day. I was like, watch. I made him stand up there with me and like 7 o'clock in the morning, just watching this stuff. So I was always a truther, and I was always into this stuff. And I started studying like AI because it was interesting, and and then and that led me to CERN, and that led me to the Mandela effect, which still, even up to that point, I had watched all the CERN stuff, and I really did the deep dives into this stuff, and I found you, and I found Richie from Boston, and I found all these channels, just like in weird places of the internet, and so the Mandela effect, that didn't really affect me that much. I was like, okay, because my reality was already kind of not exactly stable, and so it didn't really bother me until I landed on your channel, and I landed on a couple of others. You were speaking truth about a lot of this same stuff that I was into, but then you were also into the word. And at first, I didn't even really like you that much. I was like, he's got truth here, but I could, the preaching is like, you know, okay, but I kept watching, and man, you put out this video one time, and it was about when Jesus hits, when his foot hits the ground, that it'll cause a ripple, and it'll cause a ripple in everything, including time. And
What do they call that? The stuff that happens in the future. I can't even think what it's called now about the ripple. What was that called, girl? What was that called?
I don't know.
I started to say cognitive dissonance, but that's not it. I got that in my mind. It reverbing back. Oh my goodness.
Reverberation.
Yeah, it had to do with like a pebble hitting the water, how it would ripple out,
Yes.
the ripple effect.
Yes.
But it had to do
Look,
with something in the future affecting now and into the past even. What was that called? I can't even think of the name of that now. Not a continuum. Reverse causality.
right. And then I'm looking for.
Retro causality.
That might be it. The village. I don't know words. These words were all new to me. All this stuff was new to me. And I plowed through it so fast. I plowed through all this stuff so fast, man. I like binge watched. I don't even know, you know. And then I landed on that video.
So what
of
happened
yours.
when you seen that one, the retro causality? What was going on in your brain at that point?
Well, you were like in the and
Right.
you were kind of like kneeling down, whatever. You had that beard, and had that Bible. You know, I just remember that Bible, man. That's all I really remember. I was in a really weird place at that time. I had been through mental health and all this stuff, and they had me on medication and stuff. I had quit all that, you know, and so I'd been clean for a couple of months from all that, and I was in this really weird place, you know, mentally, and then I landed on your stuff, and I landed on a few other people that eventually I just had to say, well, no, that's it, you know. But anyway, when I watched that one, you said something about that, and I don't know, dude. I felt like this. It was a solar plexus, you know, right in the gut, kind of, and it was kind of like a fear, but it wasn't really a fear. It was like everything just kind of clicked together, and I knew that like this is real, you know, like this is all real, and I don't know how to describe it. It's hard to describe, but months later, a friend of mine sent me a Bible, and the thing that got me, okay, because when I heard the lion and the lamb had changed to wolf, the wolf shall dwell. Oh, immediately, man! Oh my gosh, red flags, and just, you know, alarms went off in my head, and that's really what that's what set me off. Okay, all that other stuff, the logos, the names, all that. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, but man, that when I started in the Bible changes, that stopped, that stopped, you know, and
What was the
yeah.
first thing that you seen as far as Mandela effect? What was the first one that like got your attention?
Well, I mean, honestly, like way back in the early '90s, I woke up one day and I had a friend of mine. We went to breakfast, and dude, it was like the whole world was moving really slow. Even my friends saw it, and moving slow. The water coming out of the fountain was moving real. And all of a sudden, like we picked up a paper. I remember him picking up a paper and looking at it. Gambling was legal like everywhere. It wasn't before, you know. It really wasn't. It was legal in like 2 places, and all of a sudden it was everywhere. You know, you could go anywhere, and he pointed that out, and I just kind of made a note of it. And after that, I didn't think much more about it. And up until now, and then with the Mandela effect, the first thing that I noticed, let me see, it would have been probably, I don't know. I have to think about that because you know what? I landed on Scared's channel, and man, that was like an overdose of, Mandela effects. And no, you know, everybody knows. So that was kind of an overdose. And oh man, again, I didn't really, you know, the Berenstein, I don't know word. If that changes. The Star Wars, the Luke, that actually the music one that really got my attention the first time was Queen. You know, We Are the Champions of the World.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Every little kid stands out there and goes, "Oh, the world," you know, we're singing it, you know. So, no. And yeah, that was like, oh, come on.
I did a video on that where it showed. I had them where they were singing in the concert thing, and I showed 2 or 3 different clips of where at different concerts, different gatherings and places where they would sing it, and they used to play it on the radio with it. You know, I mean, that's where most people learn it was not the concert, but it was from a radio. And
you know what?
yeah, I don't.
Some people will tell you that that's only on the long version, but no, that's not true because the radios would only play the short version. Back then, remember,
unless it was
radios
some,
only play
they were having
the
some
short
sort of
version of the
special.
song. And then right. Yeah.
Yeah, if
So,
the channel would
yeah,
have like a special or something, they would do it.
Right. Or you
Yeah,
would have
see,
to
it's
watch
hard.
it out. I'm sorry?
Because your volume is, again, it's still wanting to go in and out. I still don't know which. Michelle went and looked at it for me to see, but she said on ours it just says internet. So all the LAN lines and stuff, one of them should just say internet on the plug. So I don't know if that's why it's doing it, but it's just like where it bleeds in and out when it cuts out. I got to say something, and you're talking, and then we're overdoing each other again, because you can't hear. You know what I mean? Or I can't hear you. Your word cuts off. I think you're done. I go to say something, then you go again, because there's a delay between us. I don't know. It's a pretty big delay too. It seems like.
I know what happened. Hold on. Oh man. Hold on a second. You knew what they were doing. My screen went. Okay, hold on a minute. My screen went to sleep. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Now if you got a screensaver on that, you might want to turn that off when you're doing video.
No, I didn't realize.
On the wind says this. And you're okay with the LAN. Time's ticking says LAN on any one of them. You can plug it into the LAN. It's fine on any of them, on any of the LANs. And you said it's got a green light, right?
Yeah.
After you plugged it in, it give you a green light. CJ Wood is going off the chat. She's going to listen. Have a good night, dear sis. Okay, so here we go. Paul Adams, now he's a computer guy, says she needs to turn off Wi-Fi on the laptop.
Oh, really? Duh.
And Bolt Guns following up what Paul said. Yeah, Paul Adams says you need to turn off the Wi-Fi on the laptop, and Bolt Gun says turn off Wi-Fi. Do you know how to do that? On the settings?
Yeah, hold on.
Once you do, yeah. Everybody's saying it now.
I'm doing it right.
Chaz Dog says send over the Geek Squad to her house.
Oh man.
So yeah, once you get that the Wi-Fi off, you should be on a straight hot. It'll reverse back to the hotline, and then we'll have it smooth. At first, I thought we was on there, but it's giving us a cut in and out, and so we're overstepping. Are you there? I think she just froze up, folks. Uh-oh. She may have to rejoin again, you reckon? That might be it, because it just locked up, didn't it? See, we told her to do that, and okay, now Shell Y says, here we go. This says plug one end of the Ethernet cable into the Ethernet port on your computer, and the other end into the wide area network port on the router. There you go. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I think I'm here.
Okay, say something. Did you turn
I'm saying
off
something now.
Did you turn off the Wi-Fi? Boy, it's jumping. You'll see when you watch it. Okay. So it should be straight hotline, right? There you go.
Yep, hold on. Hey, you guys, I know this is like a show and everything. I'm over here like, ah. That's what I was trying to figure out earlier. I was like, man, I don't know what to do here. Okay, turn off the Wi-Fi. There we go. It's off. The Wi-Fi is off.
Okay.
Okay, now how's it working now? Are we good?
I think so. And it may be, now you're using the camera on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you running a fan or anything right now?
Nope.
Still a delay. I wonder why. Where'd you say you're at right now? You're in Virginia, right?
Kentucky. Hold on a minute. Let me see this. If I unplug this, it's gonna cut me out.
Yeah, you can't unplug.
But I put it in land too. I know.
Yeah, now it says she's got on here. Says, can you see the screen? You can see the screen. Can you see the screen? Can you hear me? Oh yeah.
Yes, I can do that, but it's gonna cut me off. I'll have to reconnect.
Okay, so here's what we'll do, just to see, because the wide area network that may make the difference, because that's why she runs her laptop in there when we're doing it to make it a hard line. So I'm going to disconnect one more time, and you do the switch around, and then come right back. Okay. Here we go, folks. One more time, and we'll be straight. We'll be back for these messages after. All right. You got to click it out, right? I'll add her back here in a minute. I don't know if she left or not. Yeah, she did. It went off. So it's gone, right? And it's back. And it's gone. And it's back. And it's gone. Okay, here we go. So we're waiting. Oh, no, I don't know. Is she there? We'll see. We're going to get it down pat. Carla Redpill says, Photohelix. She may need to turn off her camera. That may help. It does sometimes. Well, it might, but I think the problem is she's running on Wi-Fi. She's trying to do this without having a straight line. Now, I've got a picture over here that says remove this from the string. So if I do that, we'll see what happens. Kick from studio. Oh, I don't want to do that. All right, so we're waiting to see. She'll have to do it. There it went. Okay, so now it's cleared. So she should be back here in just a minute. Awesome. She is lagging. Happy Cows is in the house, so she's lagging. That's funny. Paul Adams was saying that Virginia, I have to look into that, that Virginia's talking about something. Of course, they do this all the time everywhere. People wanting to pull out of the union or away from the country or whatever, the different states. But Virginia, I guess, they're calling their militias. And as soon as this Iran thing was happening, everybody, they said gun sales went up. And of course, you know how we get the spin with the news media. So they push everybody to go buy guns, buy ammo, and everybody starts freaking out. You know, they think, Iranian behind every blade of grass now. It's bad. It's bad. But sure enough, maybe there's something else. I don't know why they're in an uproar in Virginia, but there was something going on there. You might want to look into that. Paul Adams was talking about it. Says plug the cable directly into the laptop to the wall plug. Oh, without the router. Unplug the router from the internet. So that might be something she can try next. Unplug the router from the internet and directly plug the cable to her laptop to the wall plug. Now, I'm going through a router. I've got mine running. I think this is like a 50-foot cord. And do y'all like the set this way? I'm not sure I do. I'm not sure. I had it where I had the little fireplace back here, and now I got spread it out so I can see my whole wall. Well, it's not my whole wall, but it's close to it. I don't know. I just thought it would be better. See, that's my wall. I painted that up there. It looks bad though with the lighting on it. I don't know. I don't have the lighting right. Okay, folks, we're waiting on my guest to get back in here now. I think she said she had somebody come in there that might could help her too. Appalachian Homegrown says, I'm afraid they're coming for our guns here in Southwest Virginia. That might be what Paul Adams was talking about. Maybe something's going on there. I'll have to look into it. I don't know. They got all these new Oh, Carlos says it looks good. Thank you, sis. They've got all these different laws that they're passing, and they're wanting to take more gun grab and all that kind of stuff. So, folks, just I don't know. Come on, Sparky girl, where'd you go? She'll be back here in a minute, folks. I'm hoping. Come on, Spark. Get it on there. Bring it on. Here we go. We'll get her in here in a minute. But yeah, sure enough. It says your skyscrapers look like cabinets of keys. Oh, that's funny. Y'all want to see something? Check this out. I'll show you here. I usually just show this to people behind the scenes, but I'll show you. Okay? Watch. This is actually, see, this is my wall, and I painted this with the black light paint and all that. So when there ain't no lights, you can see it. I guess you can hear me. Check it out. It's actually that's a back closet. I didn't know I was going to have all that issue right there. Golf club and a cane. How's that for live TV? Anyway, I was just going to show you. See, this opens up. See? It's a door. It goes back here in a room, y'all. There we go. Is Sparky back? She ain't back. Come on, Spark. Where you at, girl? Don't leave me hanging now on the show. We ain't even run an hour yet, y'all. How about that now? Anyway, so yeah, check that out. Isn't that something? Yeah. Paint my wall, painted the door. And we're waiting on Sparky. Oh, I think we got her. It looks like she's coming in right here. Boom. We're adding her in, and there she is. Did it work?
I figured it out.
You get it figured out?
I think I figured it out.
Still a bit of a delay.
It's working.
It is working now. And you're not on Wi-Fi, right? You're just directly lined straight into the wall. Right?
Yeah, I'm directly in. Yeah. Yeah, I had to turn on the Ethernet thing.
That helps.
Yeah, it still seems like
the Ethernet, that's what you're running. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a delay. Paul said something about plugging straight. Guy Bear says you're all banned. The Paul said something about plugging straight in instead of going through one of those the router to just go straight to the computer. But if you got other things, if other people are using the Wi-Fi in your house or something, but if
I can do that
straight in.
Really?
Yeah, you can bypass the router and go straight.
I can do that. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, she's gonna do it again, folks. Three's a charm. This is it. Straight into the computer. Forget the whole straight from the wall to the computer. We'll see how that works. She'll be back again in a minute. Are you having fun? I ain't lit nothing up. I ain't got nothing burnt. Did I burn a chair at the beginning? I think we killed a chair. I don't know. Did I kill a chair somehow? I think I did. Sure enough, man. What's new in your world? I've been away. See, I've lost touch with all this. It's just I'm bald, I'm skinny, and I'm out of touch. And we're waiting on Sparky. She's gonna do this. We'll see what happens. Okay. We'll see. We shall see. Your conscience is causing this nightmare. Oh, here, C3BO says, that looks like a good comment. Your conscience is causing this nightmare. You are looking more and more like Freddy Krueger as this stream goes on. I know I'm going to be doing this number in a minute, right? I'm going to change my sweater. See, that's the thing. I told my wife, too. I said, when I wear this hat and I'm wearing a sweater, I look like Freddy Krueger. I've already got the look. That's bad. There we go. How's that? I'll hide in disguise. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I don't know if the volume. We'll see when this plays back, right? I will say this. Hey, look, if you want to help support the channel, that ain't no joke. You can do one of them chat things, the super chat, and donate that way. That's cool. Google gets a big portion of it, but it does help keep the channel viable. And right now, they're working on something about the ads, so I'm not getting ads unless it's somebody's claims or something. But They're trying to get it figured out why mine aren't running ads. So I'm not getting any kind of revenue or anything on it. So if y'all want to help me out, oh, there's a PayPal link. You can do that. But sure enough, if you do one of the live chats on here, that goes toward the actual revenue. So that keeps the Google saying, hey, it's a viable channel. And every little bit. You're bald because your brain is bursting with intelligence. I don't know. I used to say that, and that was from Happy Cows. I used to say God only made so many perfect heads, and the rest of me covered with hair. That's bad, ain't it? Sticks of TNT says need sunglasses. See, that's it. Yeah, you got to have sunglasses. Different pair now. You got to have these on. See, I'll take this off. It's just bright. Okay, so here we are, folks. Still waiting on Sparky. She's plugged straight in. I hope this works. We're going to have her plugged into the electric here in a minute. Don't know what's going on over there. Maybe a bat. Y'all thought about that? Maybe she's not on the electric. She might be running on battery. If she's not plugged directly into the wall on electric and her battery's going down, that could cause a problem. Learning the Truth says, hi, Photo. Haven't seen you here in a while. Thought you got lost. Miss hearing you. That's awesome. Yep, I'm back. I think I did get lost there for a little bit. Sure enough. I can read your whole card. I can read your whole card. That guy bear says, I can read your whole card. Your whole card. I don't know what that means. My whole card. Whole card? I don't know what that means. Whole card, y'all. I can read your whole card. I'm looking. What do you read? That, the hot seat thing? I don't know. You'll have to explain, bro. I'm slow. Hi, Photo. Haven't seen you in a while. Haha. Grass don't grow on a busy street. There you go. Yeah, that's my head. Tommy, tell the truth. What me? LOL. Bring him on. Let's see how much to tour the secret passage behind you. Well, I'd have to take the camera loose. I'll have to do it when I'm doing it on a regular video camera. That goes all the way around in through sort of a bath. Well, it's a half bath. It's got a toilet in there, but I've got it turned off right now. Go through there, it goes off into the laundry, and another door cuts back up in, goes into the what I call my library, and well, it is a library, and then cuts back out in the floor. So it makes a loop. And there's a back door out there to go out too. So let's see. I'm looking, y'all. That was from Sticks of TNT, want to know. Into the electric. Yeah, see, Abba's girl got that. She's the only one that got that about plugging it in. You know, plug it into the wall on the computer, you know. She would be Sparky, wouldn't she? Huh? Oh, still got it. Sparky. Sparky G. Definitely. We'll get our guest on here in a minute, y'all. So who's this woman? Her name is Sparky. That's who's been talking all this time. Her link, go if you don't know who she is, go check out her channel. And I'm going to pass off my coffee cup. Thank you very much. You can go. Her link is in the description below. And she was into Satanistic stuff, and she's not now. But she's gotten out. Oh, C3BO, man. Check that out. Fantastic. Look at that. I'll stick that up there on the board. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. See, we'll get. I call her Og still. Sparky, we'll get her back in here in a minute. We're just waiting on her, and I'm killing time waiting on her. Come on, Sparky. We may have to have her on another time. I mean, we'll get her back on now, but we may have to have her on again so we can do a smooth selling type show. But yeah, Sparky she had gotten into some stuff, and they're in her life. And H-Bug says, when she had a really intense testimony coming out of Satanism and becoming a Christian. Tell him when about it. Yes, that's exactly right. So yeah, she's out of that. And Stick says, she's left. You just been punked. I better not have been punked. Here. You better get back in here, Sparky.
Hey.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hot coffee, y'all. Have some coffee. kick back, relax. Unless you're in a hurry, hey, it's just live. What else have you got to do? Well, I could think of all kinds of stuff, right? We'll just kick back here and just relax, y'all. Chill out. It says, does Sparky need a deliverance? No, Sparky's already been delivered. That's why she's on here giving her testimony. She might need deliverance on this computer. She might. Let's see. Reality Dose in the house says, I found a summit that proves that wineskins were in the Bible from a children's Bible. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is cool. Matthew Blackman. Oh, I ain't seen you in a while there, buddy. Matthew Blackman says, you're a truly loved brother. Thank you, man. I love you back, too. I love all of y'all. I really do. And if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm not a talk show person so much. I like making movies and videos. I will say my health has sort of put me behind the rock a little bit and put me behind on everything. And when you're trying to go out and still bring food to the table and you're dealing with everything from the doctor's bills and all that, a lot of your time gets wrapped up there. If I could do it on a regular basis every day, if this is all I had to do, I would do this. I'd come on here if I could pay my bills and do all that. But I can't and I don't. So it's making it difficult for me to be able to be here and deal with the doctors. I just went to the doctor today, man. That's no joke. I went in today and got my follow-up. I go to have the neck done on the 30th of this month. So we'll see how that works too. But they do that. It's called a nerve block kind of thing. They go in there with a frequency basically, and it's like killing the nerves in the spine. I showed pictures of it on that last one of the videos. I don't know which one. MRLZ says, Pastor Helix. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure enough. I guess so. Feed the sheep. That's what we do. All of us together. We're working and learning together. It's all we can do, y'all. It's all we can do. Let me see what this is. Learning the Truth says, while we're waiting, can anyone tell me how and what I need to do? Start a homeschooling, where to start, and I need a free program. You can Google it. You can Google to find out information. A lot of it depends on where you're at, what state you're in, as to what kind of schooling you can do. We looked into it. I was going to have my daughter homeschooled kind of thing. But you can, depending on the laws of where you're at, because each state is a little bit different. Tina Gilbert. Oh, my goodness, man. Thank you, sis. That's fantastic. I appreciate that. I really do. Man. Well, Sticks of TNT. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate it. I really do, sis. Sticks of TNT says, when I pay my bills, going to leave these Tennessee hills. Right? Machine Monkey says, I think you do a fine job, brother. Photo. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I just do what I can. That's all I know. That's all I know. TNT says, attention above. Oh, above. Above. He's talking to above. Water's above. I guess that's who he was talking to. But sure enough, y'all, I'm wondering, she might have plugged it into the wrong hole altogether. I don't know where she went. If we don't get her back on here real soon, because we're only going to go for a little bit longer, but I do want to start trying to bring you more stuff, more material, and do things to help you to the best of my ability. I mean, that's all I can do. Jack Russell's in the house. Says good morning, and Sparky Lady. Indication of how much God loves you, odd but true. That we are here to ease each other is the blessing. That's true. That's true. Tommy, tell the truth. Check this out. That's good. He says, I made $106 just collecting, cashing in scrap metal off and on today. Closed by my house. The scrap prices are finally back up and running. That's awesome. Congratulations, Tommy. Hey, I think we got her back. She's back. Say that again.
I said, I don't know.
Say something else, because you're looking really good now.
Well, I'm going to say something else.
There we
but
go.
I turned the Wi-Fi back on.
Well, you turned the Wi-Fi
Because I
back?
didn't have any internet at all.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Well, did you just plug right back into the
No, I'm not
router and go straight
kidding.
from there? When you went straight from you have to have the router, don't you? Now that was Paul's
Yeah, I
idea.
know.
Go
I can.
straight from the cord to the computer. You got to do it with the router.
Yeah.
But now you're on Wi-Fi, so we're going to have to get through.
Well, I mean, all right, that's
You
cool.
got to do it
So,
again
I
because
don't know
you're
where I was
cutting
at.
in and out. I'll take you right where you's at. I'll tell you because we was talking about your dad being rough. You went into living in the satanic aspects of your life, and you came to the video, and the one that hit you in the gut was giving a brief summary, and you started a new pathway. You gave your heart to the Lord, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
That's where you're
Yes.
at. I want to know
Yes.
because you're doing YouTube.
Yes.
How long have you been doing YouTube, and how'd you get that started, and what is your goal? I talked about you while you was gone. You'll have to go back and watch the replay.
Well. Oh man, it's probably gonna be embarrassing because so much problem. I started my YouTube channel originally because of my friend who lived in England at the time. Uh, he used to like the places that I would go romp around, like I would go play in the marsh, or I would go to the beach, and well, I would just go places. But I didn't really have the video equipment to do much back then. And now, now I do the same thing, but now I have a little bit of. I like the program, but it takes. I hope I'm still here. Uh, anyway, I like to go out and prowl around the state parks. I show like the natural bridges, waterfalls, swinging bridges. I go out in my kayak, and I have a GoPro now that my neighbor gave me. So I like to go out and just show people stuff. I live in a beautiful place, and I think nobody does this. Like I prowl around all over YouTube, uh, but I don't see anybody. I see a couple of people sort of doing this, but it's just something I like to do. I've got a lot of friends that are disabled, and they can't get out anymore. So they like to see this sort of stuff, and now I have the ability to actually premiere it and be able to talk to people in the chat while it's going. So that's really cool. So I just started getting serious about my channel like not very long ago, and I want to do live streams, and I finally got myself set up. But I need to know how to hardwire this thing because, you know, so I'll figure that out. But
Now, when you're on your
so that's kind
channel,
of what I
do
do.
because you do
So
it
that's
live?
why I said,
Yeah, the delay's bad
I'm sorry.
too. When you do your live, on your channel, of course, I mean, you're not necessarily doing it with in an interview necessarily, but when you're doing your own videos, do you do them? Are you like, because you said something about Premiere, are you like videotaping it and then doing it as a Premiere, or are you doing it live when you do them?
I take the video while I'm out there, and then I come home and I patch it all together, and I make like a presentation, you know, as much as I can. I don't really know what I'm doing a whole lot. I kind of do though. I'm getting
So
better.
the reason I asked,
That's what we'll see.
the reason I ask, I'm trying to time that. It's hard, y'all, with the delay. The reason I ask though is because if you watch it back, I was just wondering, do you see where it cuts in and out? Have you had that problem before? Or if you were doing videos though, you wouldn't notice that. You'd just be putting it upload and that wouldn't affect. So
I've done 2 live streams, and I've never had this. Thank you, Mr. LZ56. I've never had.
Yeah, Jack Russell says it says there on it's your voice, Sparky. There's a lot of disruption just on your side, like when you're talking, it'll cut in and out. You'll see. You'll get to watch it back, and you'll see, and then you'll know what you got to work on it. Are you there?
Hold on a minute, because I think I have a solution for this entire problem.
No, it's not.
But
I don't think it's headset.
Hold on a minute. So, one second. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Let me see. Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you.
You can.
Yeah.
All right. Please. They're not working.
See, it still is doing the same thing. It's not the audio on the same. It's the actual connection. It's the Wi-Fi. Your signal's going like you're getting a wave signal, so it's in and out.
Well, these headphones work really well. That's why I was saying to kind of get with me a little bit before, like.
When we started, I thought
we're gonna have a little problem.
I think you said fun.
No, when I live stream, I never had this problem. That's why I said.
Part of it with the Wi-Fi, we're having a delay. We don't neither one of us know when to talk.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about this.
Well, it's mainly okay. Paul Adams said you might try turning off the camera. That might change the sound. Do you know how to do that? That might help you because you're trying to do it.
Yep.
Just do the talking dot and see if that changes the sound. Hot seat meltdown, Matthew. I know. Oh no. What'd she do? She disconnected everything, folks. Turn it back on. It's a hot seat meltdown. Photos in the hot seat. Maybe. I'm on. My Dollface 123 says I'm on Awakened Saint this Sunday. I hope you and Shell will be there. Photohelix. If it wasn't for you and him, I would still be live. Man, that's awesome. Thank you, sweet. We'll try and catch you. What time are you going to be there? Right, what time you're going to be on there? That's going to be Sunday on Awakened Saint. I've been popping in over there on Mondays. And last Friday, I jumped in halfway through with him and Jesus Freak Computer Geek, right? This is our own little group, our own little family. So we're just kicking back. She turned it all off, man. All she was going to do was kill the video. She killed it all. There's no sound. She left me again. Sparky, we're going to get you fixed. We got to get her off of this Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi makes it really hard when you're doing a show like this. Paul Adams says she's sending too much data with the camera on and her Wi-Fi to handle. She might even have other windows open too. I don't know. George Clayton says she is bashful. Not too bad. Not too bad. She's a little bit bashful. Not really. I don't know. If she's bashful. Her computer's bashful. I bet she shows up behind you from your secret passage, right? Wouldn't that be cool though? Somebody come in and say, that's why we should bring them into the show and just do some seats. I'll set up some chairs and we'll do live. And if you want to come and be on the show, you got to come here. That would be all right. But don't ask me to fly you out. I can't afford it. Come on, Sparky, turn it back on. She unplugged it all. What happened? Killing me. Killing me, Sparky, lady. The Intrepid Explorer. Look up the word Intrepid and see if it fits. The Intrepid Explorer. I like it. Satan is Prince of the Airwaves, Happy Cow says, and not surprised. That's right. Type it. We can type. We can't get her picture. I ain't got no connection now. It's just his device is not connected, and she's not connecting it. I'm waiting on her. She got to connect it back. I thought we had it fixed when she just plugged in and did the Wi-Fi thing or went straight cord. That's the way mine is, just straight into the line, right into the router. If we can get her plugged back into the router, we're okay too. I thought she had it. I don't. She may be running something. I'm not sure what's going on over there. And now she's gone altogether. You killing me, Sparky. We're going to get you back on the show. That's what we're going to have to do. See, Jack Russell says you've seen some of them photo. Yes, she might need an Ethernet cable connection. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what she needs. H-Bug says they want a secret passage. I'm looking. Still spending time with family, so it's all good. There you go, True Puzzle Lie. Him and I are going to get together. I'm going to get him back on the show again. I will drive their photo. That's funny. What part of Tennessee y'all in? About 30 miles out of Chattanooga, that direction, if I give you an idea. Your host is a very patient man. Well, thank you. I'm working on it. Videos of Antarctica, I meant photo. Yes, I've seen those. Oh, Sparky's back. You're right, though, Jack. Here we go. Say something.
Something. Oh, my word.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Still a little bit, though. You're still doing Wi-Fi.
Fucking hold on.
Okay, there's a talking dot. There we go. We got the lions talking. Say something. You there?
Well,
Okay.
I'm trying to turn the camera part off. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but it's in and out.
Yeah. There.
You got to talk
No.
more than
Okay.
you're talking.
Okay, well, all right. Well, let me say a couple of sentences. I don't even know what. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dogs. How does that sound?
Sound pretty good, but every now and then it go like that kind of thing. It just it's like every 4 or 5 words and it goes down. It's like at the end of this every sentence it loses the last word or something. It's literally your Wi-Fi is in a wave pattern, and so it could be heavy traffic where you're at, so you're in the Wi-Fi in the air. That could be part of it. So like on one night or one morning you might get a better signal, but you've got a weak signal. If you've got any other windows open, like if you're looking at any other thing in there, if other people in your house are on that Wi-Fi.
Everything is off. The entire house.
It's just, the problem is, like I said, when you're doing a talk show and you're trying to do video, it makes it. Plus, there's a delay. It should be instant. It's definitely a Wi-Fi slow connection. It makes it hard on Wi-Fi. When I was doing talk show with Scare Performance, was over there with him. I tried a few shows with the Wi-Fi and it did that. It makes you go robot, and if you don't have a straight plug cord, also something else that could be affecting it. Is your computer plugged into the electricity on the wall, or are you on a battery? I think you answered, but I didn't. Do what?
No, it's plugged in.
Okay. Well, we can try. We'll go. I'll tell you what. We'll go for this a little bit more, and what we're going to have to do, we'll get you back on here again.
It's plugged in. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. But for whatever reason with the Wi-Fi, we've got to get you figured out how to get on a straight line so that you have a solid connection. When you listen back, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll get to hear it and you'll be able to tell. But I mean, we'll definitely want to get you back on the show. But we want to be able to. You've seen the show. You know, I like to just sort of rattle right off of the edge and off the cuff and stay focused with a smooth run. But yeah, Humbug says, have you tried turning it off and on again? Sorry, IT team reference. Yeah, that's definitely something possible. But I think she did that. You did that, right?
Yeah.
There is such a delay that's killing us.
Yes, I did. Everything on and off. Let's see what the heck. Weird. I think it's weird.
Yeah, it's just a real bad signal. That's what it is. And again, if you can look into it, so when we have you on the next show or when we do the next time, if you can look into getting that straight hard line, because when I watched your show over there on the thing, it was smooth. You weren't having this in and out, so I don't know why it's doing this. But it's definitely Wi-Fi. So for heads up for anybody else that's in the hot seat, if we do that, try to do it with your line plugged in either to your router or to the wall, whichever it works for you to be smooth. But you know, I've called in on the phone. If you've got a good connection, some people use their telephone. You can use that. If you've got email on your phone and you can go there with a camera, sometimes you get a better signal with your phone than you do a laptop. Just saying. You there?
Everyone's better. I can do better. Hold on, I'll see what I can do here. I think I can. Why is everything weird?
What now?
Yeah.
You can actually, when we're not saying anything, you can actually.
I think I can fix this, but you're gonna have to give me.
Such a delay on it too. You can literally hear it going up and down. You can hear it's going, you know, like the noise, the background noise or whatever you call that, white noise. You can just hear it going. There it went out. There it's out. Back on. Like a fan running or something. Then cuts off. Y'all can hear that, right? I'm not the only one hearing that. H-Bug says, sorry, our lieutenant signaled. Hope to see you in the stream.
The fan inside my computer.
What's inside your computer?
And 1 second, because I'm gonna try this on my phone. I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, everybody. You know, Sparky went to dinner. No, I didn't. No, I did not. Hold on a minute.
It's such a delay. When we listen back to the show, you'll see what I'm talking about. Definitely watch the replay so you can understand what we're saying over here on this end. Because I mean, it's really hard communication because we're over talking each other and the sound is cutting out every other word, at least on this end from what I'm hearing. I don't know what the people hear. They might not even hear me.
It's probably terrible, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Go ahead and try and call me real quick on the phone, and then at least we can get a wrap up. and we'll call it an early show. I don't want to drag the folks 2 hours listening. We're already over an hour and a half, so we're doing okay. But I want to at least get a wrap up
No,
here so I can do what? Try and call me back on the phone. Try and do it on the phone. Hang up and call me on the phone. You got internet on the phone, right?
Yep.
Try that and see if you get a better connection.
Ah.
All right. Hook up on the email on your phone.
Where?
Yeah, the number Sticks of TNT said 51 watching. Yeah, it's going down. It's hard to watch it when it's like that. Did you go? She went away. Okay, we're going to try again. We'll give her a minute. What's inside everybody's computer? Demons. That's what Matthew Blackman says. We want to stay, says Patrino Ray. Hey, it rhymes, y'all. Matthew said that too. I'm so computer illiterate at 51. Hardcore loyal fans. Yeah, either hardcore loyal fans or lead really dull lives. I don't know. But I do appreciate y'all hanging in there. Sounds like a noise gate, MRL's 56 says. Yeah. It is hard to do this. And hold it. She's connected. Let's try it. Here we go. There you are. Turn your phone sideways. There we go. Now we got a widescreen.
Cool. Is that all right?
Sounds okay.
Cool.
Now, swap it up so you're not doing this number.
Yeah, right. Hold on a minute. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, how's that? Does that work?
Boom! That's what we should have been doing from the start.
Oh, my gosh. All right. You know what? All right.
So here's the deal. Tell me a little bit about exactly what is your goal. Why did you want to come on the hot seat? Now it's bleeding over though.
I wanted to tell people that that Jesus Christ will set you free, and that look, I was a Satanist. I was into all these rituals and stuff. And think about Satanism, magic, anything, almost anything that you can think of. It'll lead you down little rabbit holes. And thing is that you'll be chasing knowledge like you'll never know enough. You'll always have to do things. And the thing is that like with this whole you can be as a god or you can be your own god or whatever. That basically what that does is that puts everything on you. Everything is on you. So, if things go well, then you must have done something right. But if things go wrong, well, again, it's on you. And the thing is that once you finally get it, you realize that you have no control over anything. You have no control over anything. You can manipulate your environment to a degree, but as far as control, you have no control. And you can pretend you do, but in the end, once you realize you don't, and you're able to understand that you can give it to God. You can say, please, just take over. With me, I probably didn't make the best decisions in my life, obviously. But yeah, oh man, it sets you free, and when the Holy Spirit, like, when you ask for discernment, well, like, you could be reading people, I hear this all the time, like, no, everybody's afraid to read the Bible, because they're like, oh my word, the Bible changes, blah, blah, I don't want to read the Bible. Look, ask for discernment. Just if you're reading along, like what happens with me, anyways, when I'm reading along or when I'm listening to somebody, every once in a while I'll hear something that it just twinge wrong. It doesn't feel right, and you just use discernment. That's all you have to do. There's a lot in there really to still glean, and you need to do that while you can. I mean, I really don't know where it's going, but as far as like the AI and I think I don't want to say that CERN. I don't know if CERN has anything to do with this or not, but when you said like Jesus when his foot hits the ground and it causes a ripple through everything, okay, including time, and when Jesus gets here, uh, time is no more, right? There's no more time. That like it ceases to exist. Okay, uh, in a way, it seems to me like like everything's already happened, and we're just sort of waiting for time to catch up. And the more we see the changes, and the faster they get, is the closer that Jesus is. So that's kind of what's in my head. As far as the changes go, I've seen a little bit of a pattern. Um, and if you take like something like Matrix to replace the word womb, well, if you think about it in terms of AI, the Matrix would be an AI's womb. So there's some things going on there that I think about too. So yeah, I don't know really where else to go with that. you know,
Let me ask you this, since we're talking. Every guest I've had, now this is a trick. This is a trick. Um, I'm gonna have to mute that because it's bleeding back. Hold on. There's always something we gotta deal with there. Okay, there we go. So, but you can hear me good, right? Okay. So here's uh, every guest I've had on that I've had in the hot seat, so to speak. I always ask them, and I know if you were in statistic aspects or witchcraft and those things that numbers do play a part in that area as well, numerology and stuff. So I do ask every guest, uh, what is your thoughts about numbers? Do you have one that's a recurring or any of that kind of stuff? And a lot of people go 333 or 444, those kinds of things, 777. Um, and you have a favorite number. And if not, that's fine too. But I mean, if you do, what's your favorite number? Just curious. And go ahead.
my favorite number I think is seven. It's always been that. Um, and yes, the recurring numbers. Oh my goodness, all day today. Basically, I couldn't believe it. I was like, it was annoying me actually. uh, I see 11, 11, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. I mean, I see them all the time. I think basically it's just something that it just. I think maybe it's just telling you to sort of pay attention, but I don't know pay attention to what, because I don't know what it is, but when it gets your attention, then it's usually something. Now yeah, I got into numerology for a while, and that's fun. But I'll tell you what, man, you can go so far into that to where you are literally analyzing every name, every every. You can analyze things to death. Okay, and this is the thing too, man. This is the thing too. Okay, the more details you seek, Satan is very much happy to provide. Okay, I don't know exactly. The devil is in the details. I think it means a little more than just yeah. I think that the more details you chase, the more he'll give you. I mean, okay, you know, here, here's some more. Go, you know, run, little rabbit. You don't want to do that. And so, with the numerology, yeah, that was one of those things where I had to stop again. I don't know. Thankfully, the Lord has been looking out for me forever, because I mean, He saved my life countless times. I've survived cancer, asthma killed me, and all this other stuff. But think about the numerology. I don't know where I got that. thing about numerology is that details. You know, you don't have to be chasing everything. He doesn't care. As long as it's not Christ, as long as it's not the Father in heaven, as long as it's not Jesus Christ, he'll have you chasing things all over the place. And you'd be surprised at how easily you can be led off. And thankfully, the Lord was looking out for me, and I never really got that. Like, I would find myself getting lost in the details, and I would stop myself. Or maybe the Lord stopped me and would say, well, you know, and wake me up. I'd be like, okay, no. You know? So, again, and the thing with the Enochian magic, too, I think probably maybe the one thing that saved me was the fact that I didn't get so far into the details. Maybe it would have gotten worse. Maybe things would have been a whole lot worse for me. I don't know. You know. But John D. and Edward Kelly, man, y'all need to look into those two. That's some characters there. They were advisors to the Queen of England back in like the mid 1500s.
Yep.
Yeah, that's some serious business there, and I didn't know any. I mean, come on, man.
I did a video with Stern, and see, I got to mute when I'm talking because of the way it bleeds out. I did a video with Stern or about Stern, not with him, but and I used, because it talks about the circles and the stuff, and it had to do with the Mandela effect and quantum changes and all that stuff. But I talked about and touched on John D. and about the circles and the things that they do with the numerology and stuff. Sure enough.
Yep, I saw it. I saw it. You're the only person. Well, you're the one out of two people that have mentioned John D. The thing is, people talk about language, right? People are talking about the English language. It's funny how the English language has kind of become like this all around language, like everybody knows English. You know, the furthest reaches of Africa. I can't find the evidence, and this is what it's driving me crazy because I know I read it, I know I saw it, but back in the 1500s, again, John D. was commissioned by the Queen to compile, because back then they had the English language was kind of split up. There were all these different dialects, and nobody could really understand each other. They kind of had a common language, but not really. So John D. was one of them that she commissioned to kind of format the language into a cohesive thing that everybody could speak, and it went from there. And knowing about Enochian magic and knowing about what that entails, we need to think about that because.
Well, Aleister Crowley was a. Oh, see, every time I talk, I can't get headphones on. But Aleister Crowley was a big follower of John D. and some of the stuff, and he was known for conjuring and calling spirits up, if you will, and even the fallen, referring to some of the angelic aspects because they weren't really raising the dead, even though they were getting those spiritual aspects, the ghostly type thing. But definitely some dark stuff. A lot of people probably, unless you're really solid in where you're at, you probably don't want to go down some of those rabbit holes. You know what I mean?
No, you don't. No, you really don't. And the thing is, man, I came from the opposite direction. I was already in those rabbit holes. I was way down in those rabbit holes when I was into. Everybody comes at it from the opposite direction. On me, I was already there, and then I came from the AI, CERN, and I came this way. Flat Earth was like the last thing that that I would even. I kind of blew it off for a long time, but I kept seeing it. Eventually I was like, all right, come on, we're gonna go and we're gonna look some stuff up. And yeah, I did that for a few days, and so yeah, I came to that conclusion. Pretty quick.
Well, so with the stuff that you're doing right now, in your, again, I've got to do this now because the way we're doing it. But with the stuff you're doing with your channel, and as far as your outreach and that kind of stuff and sharing with others, what do you want to tell folks, or what are you trying to tell folks when you're on there? Are you just sharing a life story? Are you going into detail about some of this information, the stuff to stay away from, or steering them in the right directions, or things like that? Or are you just are you really just using it as a ministry at this point? Is it really to reach people strictly for that, and connect, do bridges and stuff like? What is the specifics of your channel so people know? And again, folks, if you're watching, the description box has got her link to her channel, so go over and check it out. Show her some love. But sure enough, what is it, sis, that you would say that you're doing specifically, and what would you want to tell the folks to the reason they need to come over and listen to what you got to say?
Well, you know what? If you guys want to break, if you guys want to break, and you want to look at something beautiful out there, you know, we still live in a really place, and nobody takes the time to go out and look at it and just appreciate it. And like I said, a lot of people that I know are disabled, and that's why they're on the computer. You know, a lot of people that I meet on the computer, that's why they're there, because it's their only outlet, and it's the only way they can really get out, so to speak. So I started that originally because my friend in England, you know, he liked that, and he took it out. He was homebound, and he passed away. But then other people just sort of like that thing, and I just do it as something so that people can get a break, you know. But the live streams, yeah, I want to get into like what people need to kind of avoid, and you know, I spent the last couple of years debunking my own garbage, so to speak.
And debunking your own garbage.
Yeah,
Funny.
it's been fun. I'll tell you, it's been fun. It's been fun, and it's good because I know where these ideas came from, and I go in and I'll be like, you know, okay, I'll hear something, and I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. So I'll look up, I'll find out where it originated, and it's so amazing to see where some of these things actually came from, you know. And so like one of the things that I have this little ongoing argument with a lot of people is that everybody's like, yeah, you know, evil has to show its end. They have to tell you what they're doing, you know, because that way you have the free will to make a choice. I don't know that there's a rule that says, I mean, they're going to use the truth to suck you in because, you know, they got to suck you in. But I don't see anywhere, I didn't see anything that said that they actually have to tell you, that Satan has to actually tell you anything. You know, he's the king, he's the father of lies.
That's that right there is when people say, well, they got to tell you what they're doing. That is, that's one of the biggest falsities that's out there. They don't have to tell you nothing. And the fact that they tell you is so that you'll know you have no excuse. That's awesome. But they don't have to tell you nothing. And for the most part, the devil's biggest excuses or biggest lie is to convince people he doesn't exist, right?
Exactly. And you know, when they're telling you, or when they got the symbols and all this stuff, you know, Hollywood, you know, and you see all this stuff, right? They're mocking you, man.
That's right.
They're not telling you anything, man. They are mocking you. And
That's
if you
right.
see symbols and it takes you down this little hole or down this little rabbit trail or down whatever, you know, they're happy to do that for you. You know.
And see, people that have been on that side looking into the thing, that really does give you insight. And because you've been on that side, you know exactly what you're saying. So again, folks, if you don't know Sparky, go over and check her out, or we can call her Felix if you want. But go check out Sparky's channel, sure enough, and show her some love. Check out her videos. She does participate in the chat room there a lot. Y'all probably in this community already know her. But go check her out on her channel. Subscribe. I try and tell everybody, subscribe one to another and you know, to help each other out and help come together while you still got that chance, you know. Forsaking not the gathering or the assembling of yourselves together. So in this format, that's what we do. And go over there. Again, hit the description down here below, and you can see how to go over and subscribe to her, ring the bell and all that. Subscribe here, too, if you haven't. Bear with us. We don't know where we're going or if we're going anywhere. Right? But definitely check out Sparky. Sis, I do want to have you back on. You're going to come back?
Yeah, no problem. I'd love to.
And now we know how to set it up. I'll have to keep doing this. I'll put headset on, and you can get. Hold on. Now I got to mute it because it's bleeding over. My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. See, I got to mute now because I ain't got the headset on. People want to know why you have to have headphones. And it's like, well, so the sound doesn't bleed.
Headphones for these.
Myself, right? Say it again.
I said I got headphones for my phone too, so I'm.
Say it one more time. I had mine muted. I didn't hear you.
I said I have headphones for my phone too, so you know.
Yeah, see, if we did that, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But what it is I'm hearing. Why am I hearing that? Oh, I'm hearing it. Your computer on too?
No.
I'm hearing it on your phone. That's what it is. When I talk, I can hear me on your end.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what that. I can mute it. If I couldn't hear, or if I had headphones on, it wouldn't matter much. Hold on.
Yeah, well, I'll put headphones on next time. We'll just use the phone and it'll be done.
We'll do it right. We'll do it upright next time, y'all. We know what to do now. Hey, but no kidding. Look into the possibilities of running a straight line. I will admit this, though. I will tell you, and you'll see when you go back and look. Your picture, video, looks better on the phone than it did on the laptop. Your phone's got a really nice camera because you look crisp and clear. You look really good on the camera. And I do want to thank you, Spark, for coming in. And I thank you for just, hanging out in the chat rooms and being a friend and assist. And but I do want to thank you for coming on the show and bearing with me because we've been trying to get Sparky on here, y'all, for a couple 2 or 3 weeks now, or maybe even longer, at least a month, probably, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. It's not just you, okay? It's StreamYards. All right, because everybody in this community uses StreamYards for some reason. I don't know why. But it's always StreamYards, and I hear this everywhere because I've tried so many times to get on like different channels to talk about this, and it's always. But I hear people and they're like, "Well, I'm using my phone and it works on my phone," and I've heard that 3 or 4 times. So yeah, I'm just not do it on the phone. I'll put the headphones on. That way, there's no bleed over, and we'll be good. We're fine.
Yeah, if you're doing the call in, see that bleeds on there. If you do the call in, you can call in with a phone. If you got a cell phone and an email, there you go. We can, as long as your phone's got internet, you can be in the hot seat on there, and you can use your phone as long as you got a good connection, good Wi-Fi or that on that. Doing a computer or a laptop, it's best if it's plugged in. It's going to give you a better signal there. But sure enough, once you've got it figured out and got it plugged in the whole run, because like I've got a separate camera, I've got a separate mic system in the computer over here and all this and that. So when you get it figured out the way you want, you can really do pretty good about hooking up. I like StreamYard. I think it's a pretty awesome platform. Them working with YouTube, they do really makes it easy. And plus, you can do it on Facebook as well. I don't Facebook, you know what I mean. But anyway, listen, because we're running out of time, I'm getting ready to wrap it up here. Any last words or last thoughts? What would they be if you got any last words that you would want to share with the people? Again, I'm telling everybody, thank you for coming in and thank you for the chat chats here. Those of you, the couple that gave the names already run past me now, and it's already up there. So yeah, but thank you for those. That'll be on the replay. You guys will get to see. Thank you so much. And I know C3BO is one of them. And Christina, was it Christina? Which one was it? Oh, good job. Forgive me. But sure enough, check out Sparky. I keep wanting to say Sparky OG. I can't help it. Sis. Sparky, lady, Sparky lady. What is it? What is it? Intrepid Explorer. Okay, so listen. What would you say? What do you got to say to the folks before we shut down?
I would say that beware of people that lead you into thinking that you can I don't know that you can somehow control reality. Because you can't. You might be able to manipulate the environment around you to a degree, even supernaturally, sure, no problem. But as far as reality itself, you can't control it. And as soon as you realize that, and you realize that Jesus Christ is real, that it's all real, man. It's all real. And once you realize that, and you just give it to God, just ask God, and don't be afraid. Tell him, look, tell him, show me the truth, no matter what the cost. Because if you don't have the truth, then what you are is dead. Because the truth is Jesus, and that's the only truth. So if you don't have the truth, you're dead. So asking for the truth, no matter what the cost, is like, the cost of not having it is death. So don't be afraid.
That's awesome, y'all. I'm telling you, go over and check this woman out. She's a good one. Sparky, thanks for coming on the show. We are going to get you back. Okay. See, I got to mute it again because of that. Every time I talk, it's sorry. Man, this has been a show with total destruction. That's what it is. But you know what, folks? Hey, I got to do this because I didn't even do this. We'll do this real quick and we get to go and shut the show. But at least we got the hot seat. May not have burnt the whole house down right here, but it burned up the soundboard, I'll tell you. Okay, so listen. We're going to play this out. I love the hat. Okay, folks, go over and check her out. I want to thank you again for tuning in. We're going to get ready to wrap out. Sparky, stay with me just a minute when we shut out. Don't leave until I tell you bye, okay? We're going to go play out the show. Again, folks, thank you so very much for tuning in. And go check out Sparky. And I love y'all.
Won't do that again.